There's a training partner of Deontay Wilder who is apparently a heavyweight prospect called Rafael Akpajori from Nigeria. And in this interview with the Sun newspaper in the UK, he is claiming that Deontay Wilder is in superhuman shape and that Wilder is preparing for the Fury fight in December. Now, of course, we've heard from Tyson Fury, we've heard from Bob Arum, we've heard from Frank Warren, and they are singing a completely different tune. They're saying that the fight's not happening in December, they're moving on, and Tyson Fury is fighting somebody else completely. Akpajori says that, according to Deontay Wilder, he's just training for the Fury fight. He's been told that's what's going to happen, and he's ready to go. It all, for me, comes down to the radio silence from Deontay Wilder. Because if Deontay Wilder really wants this fight, why don't he go on social media and say to the world, Tyson Fury's not getting out of this. I want my revenge on him. I'm in phenomenal condition. I'm ready to go. And it's Tyson Fury who is, not allowing this trilogy fight to take place, not me. Why isn't Deontay Wilder doing that? Because Deontay Wilder is that kind of guy. Deontay Wilder, during the whole rivalry with Anthony Joshua, that's all he was doing. Constantly trash talking on social media. Where is he now? How come he's not trash talking about Tyson Fury moving on and fighting somebody else? One of the interesting things was reading the comments of Shelley Finkel over again. Because if you read closely what Shelley Finkel said, the tone of what he said, it sounded like he actually doesn't have any legal recourse to force Team Fury into a third Wilder fight. That's what it sounded like from what Shelley Finkel said. So something here doesn't add up. Why would Deontay Wilder, Wilder and his team delay the fight for so long to the point where the contract expires? Surely they would have got the fight done by hook or by crook while the contract was still valid. But somehow they've allowed it to expire. Now, I've seen some people in the comment section of recent videos I've done on this topic, and they've said that they believe Wilder exaggerated the severity of one of his injuries in order to allow the contract to expire. Because although his team won it, Wilder doesn't really want it himself. So that was his way of getting out of it. That could be true. I personally believe that Deontay Wilder don't want the fight in his heart, but he was going through with the fight because he was trying to save face and he was trying to live up to the image that the people around him previously had of being this warrior and this king and scared of nothing and nobody. I think he felt pressure to live up to that following the Tyson Fury defeat. So he might have, in my mind, the fight might have happened. That's what I said immediately afterwards, after he lost to Fury. I said, yeah, the rematch might happen, but I don't think Wilder really wants it in his heart. It's his team around him who are trying to secure the bag. One last payday out of this guy. Potentially one last payday. So, yeah, Deontay's silence for me speaks volumes because he's somebody who normally talks so much. And it appears as though his team have either been lying to him. That's one possibility in terms of telling him, oh yeah, we're going to get the fight done. We're going to get the fight done. And simply not making him privy to the fact that the contract was about to expire. Or, as other people have speculated, Deontay Wilder was the one who decided to run the clock down because he didn't want the fight. So, whatever the case may be, it certainly appears at the moment that Deontay Wilder will not be fighting Tyson Fury next. And Fury will be going in a different direction. Perhaps Wilder can do some soul searching and maybe Tyson Fury will be kind enough if there's no contract at the moment. If the contract is expired, maybe Tyson Fury will be kind enough to him to give him a voluntary shot early next year. Or maybe, the winner of Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury Could they be enticed into giving Deontay Wilder an immediate shot after that? Possibly. But at the moment, Deontay Wilder is in the wilderness. And if he's not going to get that Tyson Fury fight, I would like to see Deontay Wilder come back because he is an exciting fighter. People get this impression that I hate Deontay Wilder and all this kind of stuff. Nothing could be further from the truth. As a character, yes, he's a bit jarring sometimes because he's not the brightest guy. He says a lot of stupid things, does a lot of stupid things. But as a fighter inside the ring, he's provided tremendous entertainment over the past few years. So I'd love to see Deontay get back in the ring, put him in there against, I don't know. In fact, let me be fair. He did take a humiliating defeat, so maybe it's asking a bit much to want to see him back in the ring in his next fight against Andy Ruiz. Maybe that's asking a bit too much. Put him in there with somebody where it's like, 60-40 in Wilder's favor or 70-30. Let him get some confidence back. Let him work on some things. Maybe get 2 fights between now and the next time he challenges for a world title. If he challenges for a world title again. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this individual, Rafael Akpajori, who is a training partner of Deontay Wilder. It doesn't say sparring partner, it says training partner. I think they've got the same strength and conditioning coach or something like that. Let me know what you think about his comments that Wilder is telling him that he's still preparing for December. Because if Deontay Wilder knows very well that the Fury fight ain't happening, and he is this kind of character that I described in the previous video I made about him, then he would say that kind of thing to training partners, wouldn't he? Because he's still trying to project this image. He's still trying to save face. He doesn't want to let people know that, oh, I'm trying to run the clock down so the contract can expire so I can get out of the rematch. He's not going to be running around telling people that. When you meet him face to face, training partners and whatever, he's still going to be trying to give the facade that, yeah, I'm ready and I'm a king and I'm this, that, and the other. Whereas deep down inside, he don't feel that way. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm out.